Hey guys, we are live today. It's been about a month since I've been on here to do my honest review of hot sauces. Once again, I am your host. I am Damien Cross. And to those who are sort of new to my channel, welcome. It's great having you here. Good having everybody here today that would like to watch me make an honest review of hot sauce. I review medium. I review mild. I review the hot. Then I also review the extreme hot sauce. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today it's going to be a little bit different, as in the hot sauce. I know I usually review the hot sauces that I get from the internet. I review the, shall I say, the Hellfire hot sauce. Do a few of those. But today, got a special little ditty I'd like to do a review on. It's Pepper Palace's own Wingmaster Mango Habanero Buffalo style. And this is a wing sauce. Yes, it is a hot buffalo style sauce. You could consider that also in the realm of a hot sauce. Little different, but it's still considered a hot sauce. The net weight on this is 12 fluid ounces, 454 milliliter. Of course, this is from Pepper Palace. Now, I am going to be giving my honest review on this today. So let me read the nutrition facts. I also like reading the ingredients. All right. Let's go with the ingredients first, shall we? Excuse me, I have to do it this way because that's how it's read. Ingredients are as follows: aged peppers, carrots, onions, vinegar, garlic, sugar, lime juice, salt, honey, natural mango flavor, natural butter flavor, and xanthan gum. Now, your nutrition facts are as follows. This is a 12 servings per container, serving size. 2 tablespoons, 30 milliliter. Amount per serving, the calories are 25. So not much calories in this, so it's not really going to add a lot to you. But you got a 25 calorie volume on this. Your total fat on this is as follows. You have 0. Saturated fat is 0. Trans fat is 0. Cholesterol is 0. Your sodium, which is going to be the big one, that's 870 milligram with a 38% volume on that. Your total carbs are 6 grams by 2%. Dietary fibers are 0. And it's got a daily value of 0. Your sugars are 6 grams. Includes 0 grams added sugars. Your proteins are 0. Your vitamin D is 0. Calcium is 0. Iron is 0. Potassium is 0. Now, I'm going to be giving my honest review on this today. As you can tell, I'm just about out of it, so I've got to make a run to the store probably sometime this week, probably the mall, because I've got to get me some of that nasal napalm as I've been talking about. So before we get into the honest taste of this great, great buffalo sauce, let's go to commercial.
FTW Premier Promo League. The Promo Performance Alliance. Wrestling Geeks and Pariahs. the voice of honor. And Heart and Soul Promotions presents a showcase for everyone. The Champion Showcase, coming in June 2022.
Okay, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank Crystal Infinity for all your crystal needs, for all your different needs. Check out Crystal Infinity on Facebook. And I think Crystal Infinity also has a YouTube. So check out Crystal Infinity for all your needs. Now, with that being out of the way, once again, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, I'm going to be trying today the mango habanero buffalo style wing sauce. Now, as always, I like to shake the product first, because that way when you shake that product, you get all the ingredients, you get all the flavors from the bottom. Because usually, if you let this just sit, because I've let it sit for a few weeks, if you let it sit, all your spices pretty much goes to the bottom of the glass. So if you need to get that spice all mixed back into your sauce, what you need to do, take it, shake it up, swirl it around, do a little bit of this, and then it gets it all back in here where it needs to be. Now, with that being said, we're going to be trying the mango habanero buffalo style wing sauce. Let's see how it is. I always like to take the smell of it first. Now, see, right off the bat, when you smell that, you get hints of mango and you get a big kick of habanero peppers that will hit you in your nose, and you can feel that right in your nose. So I'm like, it's got a good taste to it. The mango in it is really nice and sweet, but you're getting more of the habanero flavor than you are the mango. I'm like, really, you are getting that sweet flavor to the sauce, but you're getting that sweet, plus you're getting a big old kick of that heat is what you're doing. It's not a bad heat, but it is a heat nonetheless. So with that being said, let's try it out, shall we, guys? See how it goes. A little thick because of the habaneros, but it's all right. All right. I'll do a little bit more. It's not that bad. A little bit more, and it's not really that bad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what I like to do before I ever take my product into my mouth, I always like to look at it. Once again, I like to smell it. I like to look at it. Now, and I always like to show the product. As you can tell, it's a nice orange tinge to it. As you can tell, there's little specks of peppers in it. Not much, but like little specks of peppers. And mostly of what it is, it's really got a lot of carrots in it, because one of the main ingredients is carrots. But then you have your habanero peppers in there. Of course, you got your spices. You got your mangoes. You got little tints of dark little pepper flakes in it. So I always like to do that. I always like to smell it. Once again, I like to look at the product real good before I ever take it into the mouth. And like I said, it's not as vinegary this time. Like the vinegar is almost not even there. It's just pure habanero, is pure mango. So with that being said, we're going to be trying this mango habanero hot sauce. Now, what am I getting on the back of the throat? I'm getting that mango flavor. It coats the buds. It coats your taste buds. See, it's a little sweet right now, but now because of the habanero, the heat's kicking in. It is warm. but it's not hot. Like, it's going to let you know that it is there. It's going to let you know that it is in your mouth. It's going to let you know that it is on the tongue. Like, it's not so hot where you can't do another one, so I'm going to do another one. It's not so hot to where you just can't take another bite, another flavor, another taste. So see, really, it's not really that bad at all, ladies and gentlemen. Like, you can actually get through that heat. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, you're not going to be running and getting some ice cream and putting it in your mouth. Yes, it's warm, but it's not so hot it's going to kill your taste buds. It's warm, but it adds a little bit more flavor. In fact, the habanero brings out a stronger flavor of the mango, if you believe it or not. You would think the habanero would overtake the mango flavor, but no. The habanero pepper, to really be honest with you, it brings the stronger flavor of the mango into your mouth, into your palate. Now, what I would suggest you all do is this. Don't just swallow it like I do, because I've been doing this a while. But to those who are new to hot sauce, don't go towards like a Hellfire hot sauce. No, because that would kill your taste buds and you'll never like spicy again. If I was you all, I'd go with this first. Work your way up in the heat. Don't just go and get the hottest and put it in your mouth because you're going to wish you never did. Work your way up. Go with the habanero. Well, not a habanero, I'm sorry. Go with the jalapeno pepper first. If you can take that, then go to a mild sauce. Then go to medium sauce. Then go to this. Then get into your major hot sauces. Because if you're new to the hot sauce game and you do that, rest in peace to your taste buds. But I'm going to give my honest opinion. But before I give that, I'm going to say this. To those who buy this, don't just put it in your mouth and swallow it. No, let it sit on the tongue for about 20 seconds. That way, it can coat your tongue. You can go onto your throat, and then you swallow it. Then that heat will be a little bit more bearable. Now, honest review time, ladies and gentlemen. Here's my honest review of Pepper Palace Wing Master Mango Habanero Buffalo Style Wing Sauce. Flavor-wise, that gets a 4.5 out of, I'm just going to give it to a 10 scale. 4.5 out of 10. Things I liked, things I didn't like. Things I liked about it, it was nice and clean. Went down your throat nice and easy. It was really nice on the palate. It was nice and sweet. So that's one part about it I like. But the part about it that I didn't like is it could have just been a tad bit hotter. They could have added a tad bit more peppers. They could have put a scorpion pepper in this. They could have put a Moruga scorpion pepper in it. They could have put different other types of peppers in it, but it's just your habanero peppers in it. But other than that, it's still a great, great sauce, guys. I'm telling you. You would not go wrong with getting you a bottle of this. I always like to say what you could put this on. You know, if you eat eggs, you could put that on eggs. You could put that on rice. You could put that in noodles. Like, you can marinate a chicken with this. You could put this on beef. You could put this on pork ribs. You could put this on beef ribs. I mean, like, you could put this in anything you want. And I'm telling you, you put this on any type of food, it's going to bring that flavor out, and it's going to make your taste buds sing. Because I'm telling you guys, this is some really, really amazing, amazing sauce. So let me give you a little information where you could find this in your local area. Of course, this is handcrafted by Pepper Palace in Sevierville, Tennessee. Area code 37876. Now, if you want to order some of this, call Pepper Palace at 1-800-684-3358. Or you could go to pepperpalace.com, or you could go to Pepper Palace website, or you could even go to their Facebook. Now, this is a medium heat. It's low carbs for those who are worried about your carbs. Plus, it is fat free. So you don't have to worry about the carbs. You don't have to worry about the fat on this. So, guys, once again, I am Damien Cross. And this is my honest review of Wingmaster Mango Habanero Buffalo Style Wing Sauce. And once again, you can get that at pepperpalace.com. So, guys, thank you for coming in today and enjoying my live. With that being said, put your taste buds on some heat. And I'll see you again real soon.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Roadside with RIGG. I am your host, as you will, RIGG. I mean, it's kind of in the name there. But with that being said, on the last episode, I gave y'all a demonstration of how a load is already tarped look, and with you only using one tarp, and explained a little bit about it to y'all. And today, I'm actually getting to use something that I've never used before, but I've already got many lessons on through tutorials, things like that. It's pretty self-explanatory. But I figured since everybody else done kind of left and everything else, got a little bit of time, why not allow y'all in on the process? I'm getting ready to yet again tarp another load, this time using both of my tarps. But this is going to be a little bit of a cakewalk one, so I'm not tripping on it too much. That being said, I hope everyone enjoys this part of this episode, and I hope everyone has a good day, and maybe you learn something. Safety first. Gotta go to work. I'll be seeing y'all. Now, as promised today, I'm going to allow y'all to get a little insight on just what it takes tarping these loads. Granted, today's a little bit easier because I got this handy little gadget here. In a minute, I'll shut the camera up and let y'all see exactly what it does, and y'all be able to see the process. But as you can see, I got a load of lumber behind me here, 2 stacks high. The first thing first, I got to throw all my straps before I ever get to tarping. So with that being said, if y'all give me just a minute, I'll let y'all see a little bit of that process. A lot of y'all probably thinking, oh, well, it's easy to throw straps, and it is. But it's a matter of knowing where to place them and everything else. Pay attention, and you might actually learn something. Now, as you can see, you're facing the opposite direction now. Here in a minute, I'm going to show you these straps and the process of it. But like I said earlier, the first step is strapping the load. And that's where this bad boy comes in handy. Got the hook right there at the end. It slides into the winch, which I will demonstrate in a minute. And it's basically an amped up pry bar, more or less, used to tighten the straps and loosen them. So with that being said, give me just a moment here. I'm going to put y'all over here. Y'all get a better look. Now, like I said, it's a real simple process, really. You got your winch right there. Like I said, remember the hook goes in. That being said, let me come over to this other side here, because I'm going to need to access this lever. Now, it's as simple as you grab, you pry down where it gives a little bit of looseness on that lever. You lift the lever up, and then you pull it free. Now, due to camera angles and things like that, you know, it's just a growing process with this show. I wanted to be able to demonstrate and show y'all, now that I have the strap loose, I can get off the slack in the load I want. All I gotta do is hold that lever up and pull until I got as much as I need. Now, that being said, on the last video, I showed y'all how I had plenty of space on the front, and now I don't. I told you all the loads wouldn't necessarily like that. Now I'm sure y'all are figuring that securing loads are easy and everything else, and for the most part they are, like I said earlier. If you look right there on that tag, 2x4x10. That means these are just regular 10-foot 2x4s. US DOT law, which is our law that we have to follow, states that by everything 10 foot and under, you have to have a minimum of 2 straps, which is all fine and dandy. That can be done with this. But some companies, they require you to have 2 within the first 5 foot, and then 2 every 2 to 4 foot afterwards. But with loads, especially like this, you run into these issues. These are 16 foot. Well, it's over 10 foot, so therefore you're going to need one every 2 to 4 foot all the way down to have good downward pressure to keep it all level, secure, and snug to the trailer, so you don't have to worry about the board sliding. Because believe it or not, even though they got them green bands tying them down, these 2x4s are slick, and they will slide up to either the front of the truck and take a chance of going through the cab, which that's why they got a headache rack on there, that metal rack right there. Or they have a chance, if you're going uphill, sliding out that backside and being an even worse scenario and hitting pedestrians. So with this scenario here, you got 16 foot. You'll probably put, I'll probably put about 4 on there. Just make it good and secure. And you got the same right here, 2x4x16. So you have to do the same process here. Now, remember I showed y'all all that plenty of room I had on the back of my trailer with the last one. And I told you that a lot of times it takes up the full trailer. Well, there's an example. But you come around to this side, and you got, you know, as you can see, I got plenty of straps on the trailer. You got your regular 16 footers right there. Same process as the other side. But every now and then you'll run into a situation like what you see right here. You got 16 footers on the other side of the trailer. You got 16 footers on the bottom. But you got that gap there because you have 10 footers right there. Then you have, of course, your 10 footers on the front. Now you might be asking yourself, how would you secure this properly? It's very simple, really. You throw one of your straps of your 4 for your 16 foot right here across in the empty gap hole. Then you throw 2, I'm probably going to do 3 just to be better safe than sorry. Make sure I got plenty of downward pressure across the 10 footers, which will hold down the 16 footers on the other side, the 10 footers and the 16 footers on this side. And then you come down here and you'll throw another one in that gap right there to make sure you got a good secure downward pressure and snug fit all throughout the entire load. And again, the same, you know, them 2 straps for the other side, it's going to come over here with the same ones holding these 10 footers here. Now, there's a closer look at the headache rack I was talking about there. And it's not 100% safe, I promise. You see, it ain't very thick. It just acts as an additional reinforcement so it don't go through the cab. That being said, it ain't always the safest method. But it's always better to be safe than sorry when it comes to hauling dangerous loads and things like that. Because with the vibration of the roads, it don't matter if you're going 20 miles an hour, if you're going the full 70, 80 miles an hour. The vibrations loosen them straps and loosen them loads. And the boards in between them green restraints right there, them green straps, they'll still loosen and vibrate out. As you can see, it already a little bit out and not exactly perfectly symmetrical. The same thing will happen. But if you got them good and secured down properly the way that I was just talking about, and we'll show you an example of here directly, then you don't have much to worry about because it has enough pressure holding it down to where it keeps them snug. With that being said, I'll come back to y'all here directly. I'm going to go ahead and throw my straps. I'll give y'all an example of the last one, or maybe the first one of the 2. To see the process of throwing the strap and how to secure it, but allow y'all to look at the whole entire load being secured down. And then we move on to my favorite part. Yeah, not really. Tarping the load. Now, as you can see, I've got straps on and everything else. But then you go, and you see this one right here. And I'll give you a closer look in a minute, but if you can't tell, it's got numbers and letters and everything else facing out. And that's the way it's supposed to be. This one right here is facing the other way. Numbers backwards, upside down. So, you got your hook here. Everything else, all it really takes, most time is easy. You're going to take just a little bit of slack like this. Kind of just flip it over and twist it a little bit. Now, as you can see, plain as day, all the numbers and everything are facing right. Now, the key part here, and I'll show you all a demonstration of it closer look at it in a minute. Get your hook. You don't, a lot of people will think you hook go in, hook these up rubber rail like that. That's very, very wrong. See, what you do is make sure you hook there. See, that kind of makes a little bit of a bend at the hook. You want to make sure the hook part itself, so we can get it where you can see it good. The hook part itself should stay facing towards your trailer. Still putting your numbers, everything else, the letters, facing to the outside. Much like that other. Come through here. Pull up your slack. Down through between it. Where it's dangling down like this. But you don't want it to bang. On the back up, hook it underneath the trailer. There's a little lip all underneath the underside of the trailer. Hook that hook to it. No matter what you do, it's not going nowhere. As promised, I'll give you that closer look. See? Numbers on one side. Another key thing to look for if you're ever doing this is the red line. The red line needs to go to the outside. Now, this is the winch side, so I've done pulled my slack. After hooking on that side, now I just got to roll it up. This is the hook side. As described, you see how it's going through the rub rail. Got your hook. Hook goes. See here. Hold on. There we go. As you can see right there, it hooks into the trailer. And yeah, but once you actually snug it up, it'll be snug like that. Not loose like that. One key thing to remember, like I said, is you gotta go through the rub rail and hook under the lip. Now, you got this one right here. Alright, this is the same as that one, but I ain't pulled the slack yet. Now, back around. Set y'all back over here. All you'll do, a lot of people want to yank it and everything else, but if you do that, just make a chance to trigger the strap twisted up over there. All you want to do, if you look, if you got space underneath your load, you can see exactly where the other side of that strap is and see if it's twisted. But this pull until you can't pull no more. Now it's ready to roll up. Now, you get a demonstration down here. Something I was going to do first, but kind of is working with the trailer here. So you have your then you should work. Now, you got a strap that I haven't throwed yet. Got this lever on the side that I was telling you about a while ago. Now, because you've already broken free, hold that lever up and pull it down. Put a little bit too much slack there. It happens sometimes. Now, take, you start rolling your strap up. Now, key thing to remember when rolling it up, get ready to throw it. Same as it should look on the trailer. Your numbers, you're going to roll it to your numbers and letters. They're on the inside. For the outside, the part that faces to the face of the trailer, to the load itself, the blank side, is going to be what's exposed. You'll see why that is in a minute. Sit here, roll it up, pull your slack out, make sure it's not twisted up or anything of that sort. Now you got a good even flat strap. I done something wrong. Wonder if y'all caught it or not. Just give a minute. Grab my strap, we're straight to rolling up. But it's no worries. A lot of people probably think, oh, now it's going to be a process, take even more time, you got to unroll your strap and stuff. And it is add a few little bit of time, but you ain't got to unroll it the way that you roll it. Unrolling it's simple. If you roll it right, just grab it on each side like this, and just throw it up and unroll it, and it'll unroll itself. But the mistake that I made was I started rolling without first going through the rub rail. Going through the rub rail. Now, you're secure on that side like you're supposed to be, through the rub rail. Still got numbers to the inside, numbers and letters. I keep saying numbers because it's got numbers there too. But you roll it up, get the process of it started here. I'm sure there's drivers out there, the more older school drivers than me, that's got faster ways of doing this. I know some drivers that keep their straps rolled up like this and put them in their truck and don't even have them on their winches until after time to secure it. But for me, it's easier this way. I notice I got nothing slack besides just what I got to roll up towards the trailer. Roll up a little bit more. Give yourself a little bit, not much. That's simple. Just take it with one hand like this. You don't got to get a good grip on it. I'll roll it out a little bit to show y'all a closer look. So you got it like this. Now, what you got slack-wise, the numbers and letters are going to be facing towards the ground. The blank side is going to be facing up to the ceiling. Now I'm going to roll this back up, get closer to the trailer, but just hold it like this. You ain't got to have a good secure grip on it, nothing like that. Hold the ball of it in your hand. A little bit of the slack right here in your hand, and you'll see the point of this in a minute. And just simply, you ain't got to have a death grip on it, you ain't got to have something through the hole, nothing like that. But anyway, go back and roll it up there. I ain't got a good length right here, maybe one more roll. Good little length right here, got a little bit of slack. The reason why I'm holding this slack is to keep it from twisting on this end. Sit there, take it, and just over where it tops. Now, as you can see, sometimes you run into that issue. There's a twist straps like, or the strap twists like that. Sorry about that. That's a simple fix, believe it or not. But I'll demonstrate that for y'all in just a minute. Now, as y'all can see, we got all our straps thrown, slack pulled. This was the hook side. I'm going to show y'all, explain to y'all the wind side, hook side, and how each side works. And as you can see, excuse me, all the way down the trailer, which those are closed for a reason. That was that gap on the other side. I figured I'd put an additional one just to be better safe than sorry. I did the same thing down there. But as y'all can see, every one of them, the hooks are tight. Well, besides this one, I haven't pulled that one yet. But all the rest of them are tightened down, ready to go. Hooks on, hooked in, ready to be tightened up and secured. Now, remember that one that twisted on us a while ago? I was saying was an easy fix. Well, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I forgot that I was supposed to show y'all, but all I did really with this strap right here, remember whenever we was on that strap and I showed y'all how it was twisted and you just got to kind of toss it and throw it, toss it and throw it? Well, that's what I did on the hook side of that one. And as you can see, there wasn't much slack after it's hooked. So because I got it right on the other side, as I was slowly pulling the strap down, it just untwisted itself to regular format. So with all that being, we got a lot to do still, and I'm running out of daylight. So if you don't mind, excuse me, and I'm going to go ahead and work on securing all these straps down, and when I get down to the last one or two, I will demonstrate that for y'all as well. So as you can see, around right here, look right there. I want y'all to listen and see if y'all can hear something. It's the true way to test if it's tight. For one, you're grabbing it and ain't nothing happening. If you ain't grabbing it, listen real close. Just kind of flicking a little bit. You hear that? It sounds like a guitar string. That's when you know that song gun's good and tight. Do the rub well like it's supposed to be, which is what this is called, rub rail, because it stops. Self-explanatory really, but if you rubbed up against something, it stops messing up the trailer. Same only on this side. The hook side's through the rub rail hooked. I done showed y'all that a while ago. Good and secure. Do a test. I believe it's good to go. Every one of them all down the side. I promised y'all I would leave y'all one though. I put a few extras on this one. The one with the 10 footers on the other side. I'll show y'all that in a minute. But now to demonstrate, see, I put the extras on the end right there too, the ones with the gap and the hole in the 10 footers, you know, the ones, y'all should remember what I'm talking about, but I'll show y'all a demonstration or show y'all in a minute what I'm talking about. Got your pry bar, which is going to need right there at the end. As you can see, every last one of them is good and snug already. Alright, you got this. Through the rub rail, still needs to be tightened up. Now, you can easily, when it's, you know, loose like this, just spin this and tighten it up. As you can see, it's got holes in it. Well, not only are those holes used for your pry bar, your winch bar, or it's called a load bar to us, honestly, but you got this handy little thing. You got a handle there that it spins. You got a handle in the middle. Does the same thing. Spins. You'll see the purpose behind that in a minute. Now you might be thinking to yourself, there's one weird shaped object. Now what in the world, how the hell are you going to use it? Well, it's simple. You're going to keep this part right here in this hand. And put it through, back through that way. From there I proceed to grab the other handle right there with this hand that I got my phone in. But you got it hooked up, ready to go. Every now and then, let it dangle like that. But unfortunately, I've got to have both hands to do this. Already, just from starting. Wasn't bad as the last episode, but trust me, before it's over with, they will be. Now, I'm gonna put this over here where y'all can watch the process. Put it right there. Or maybe my fat butt won't be blocked. So yeah, as promised, take one hand here, one hand here. That's why you gotta just strap a little bit like that. That was the purpose. And the old handles are twisted. So you can cut this with it. Get snug on there. That's there. Just like you did, loosen the straps, put your pry bar back to the hole. Right down on it. closer, you can hear the wood's cracking as the loads or the stacks of lumber are pushing closer and closer together, making a good, snug, secure fit. Every now and then, when you're short like me, you gotta bounce on it a little bit, but it gets secure nonetheless. That seems good and secure to me. So next we start on the fun part. I'm running out daylight, so I need to hurry up. We gonna learn this together, y'all. So, as promised, we're getting ready to start the tarping process. Real quick, you see I have my tarp already still rolled right there. There's that control handle. Follow it up. You got all them hooks that it's attached to, all the way down to the other end, which as you can see is the other end of the load. You'll see the purpose behind them hooks in a minute. But that control, you see the cords right there. Follow it all the way down. That cord, that control can slide from one side all the way to the other. Now, that being said, I'm fixing to unroll this tarp. That process there, you ain't going to be able to necessarily watch, but I'll show you the inside product. For the record, these tarps are 100 pounds apiece. Ain't no lights on them. But you know what? I enjoy the workout. Now, just to show y'all, it is now unrolled. I figured out today exactly the length of these tarps, and I was a little bit off in my last episode. The total length from end all the way to the other end is 25 foot long. Each side that drapes down, which I'll let y'all see that as well, is the same as the flaps that drop on the front and on the back. It's 8 foot drops, and then you have the flatness of the surface covering on that other side, on across the top, all the way across. Because this load is the ring for the trailer laying near it, one tarp won't be enough. You have to do two. And you always do your back one first. Always do your back one first. And I'll explain the process behind that in a minute. But for now, I'm going to stop this, and I'll come back to y'all when I get this tarp the rest of the way unfolded and ready to secure to the hooks. Alright, so now, as I'm fixing to flip the camera around and show y'all, because we're using that machine, we don't have to unfold it all the way. We just want to expose the D-rings, the top row, because see, there's the top row of D-rings, there's one the same exact way on the other side, and then you got all the center spot right there, about, I'd say 6 foot wide, somewhere around there, if that. I'm bad with judging estimate measurements, y'all. But in the event that we didn't have this machine, the tarp would already be up there, and I would roll it out, and then I'd roll it all the way out, exposing all the D-rings, and let it drape down each side, and have the flap drape down the other side, which I'll see a better example of that in a minute. And then there's a line, see if I can find it here for y'all. A lot of people don't know this, but there is a line right here in this tarp. See how it looks a little bit different, like it was pieced together? That line rolls all the way down. That is the center mark of the tarp. It goes in the center of your load. So when we get ready to hook this machine to this tarp, I will let y'all see that process and everything else. Your goal, as it lifts up and goes over the load, is to have that center line at the center of your load. Now, as we walk down here, and yes, as y'all can see, it's wet, but this side of the tarp is supposed to be wet. It's the outside of the tarp. It's not going to hurt nothing. Walk over here, and the center of the load, of course, be between where the two bundles meet up at, the center of the bundles. Now, that being said, I'll figure out the process of being able to do this. Let y'all watch it. I'll place my camera up. Now, as y'all can see, press the on button. Make sure it's on there. Alright. So we're gonna go down with it. I'm lucky y'all see the hook drop in front of me here. Go. You're gonna go all the way down with it. It's probably about right there. I'll give y'all a better demonstration. Or better, we'll give you a closer look at it just now. I don't have it all the way touching the tarp. I need to slide it over a little bit because I want to be able to pull that tarp up to it a little bit. It'll help. From what I've seen and what I've gathered, it'll help when it gets ready to pull the tarp back up over the load. Now, thanks for flipping around here. Let me show y'all what I got going on. And we're learning this together, y'all. There wasn't a strap for every single D-ring. But as you can see, I got that top row of D-rings hooked to every strap that it could hook. Enough to be able to pick it up. As promised, you got your on, your off, your up. That's what we're gonna do. Lifting it up off the ground. Of course, down is down. Forward. Well, forward slides it closer to the trailer. And reverse slides it. Press the way back that way. But we're going to continue to go up with it. Let's see how this works. Like I said, we're learning it together. Ignore all the background noise, but like I said, there is a mill, literally where they process these lumber, is directly behind me. So we're going to go up as far as it'll go. It's right there. And I'm going to have to go back down, I believe. No, I do have it right. I thought I had it hooked to the wrong side. But you see there, how you got this drape. See how long that is. Got this drape down each side. And then you got a little shorter flap that way. So now, we're going to go forward with it. Let it drape over the lumber. Come on with it, come on with it, come on with it. Actually, it's going to be a blooper reel. Because I did hook it to the wrong one. Alright, and we're back. I'm deciding it's not going to be a blooper reel. You want to know why? Because this just shows that anything is possible through trial and error. No matter what, you might not get it right the first time or the second time. But as long as you pay attention and you recognize your faults and you correct them, eventually you'll get the right process. To where now all you got is that little flap and you got the whole tarp. Go all the way up with it as high as it'll go. Give you an idea better of how long these tarps are too. All the way up there. as high as it goes, and you got a little bit of a fold there. Now we're gonna go across the load. As you can see, it's a little bit different now. I can gauge it a little better and everything else. Well, from the looks of it, I could have went down a hook, but that's okay, because that can be fixed by the ground. Keep going forward a little bit. As you see, it's also pulling that slack on this side and straightening it out. Pretty neat little device, I ain't gonna lie, because it's a lot easier to kind of gauge it now through this side. Because you want that top row of D-rings to try to be at the top of your load. That's usually about the best gauge you can have to determine center. About right there. As you can see, I lower it down a little bit. My flap, my D-rings. I'm going to drop this control for now and come look at this other side. Okay, it's coming down a little too much on this side right here, but I don't think that there's really much that can be done about that, because I had the hooks hooked a little too far one way. But see, you got slack on this side. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to drop it, and we're going to gauge it from there and be able to pull it a little bit from the ground here and there. Worst comes to worst, we'll use this same machine, hook it to the very end of the tarp to pull it a little bit. Now, continue going down with it here. It goes down. Pull forward. Go down a little more. Looks like that might be close to about right, actually. But there's another way to check. While we drop this down just a little more. Now I've got way too much overhang on here. I'll have to fix that by ground. But as y'all can see, there's that center stripe right there. Let's see if it's center of our load or not. There's the center of our load. That's a little bit off center, but not by much. Again, something that I can fix from the ground. So, I can tell you this much from first-hand experience of using this thing. It comes in handy, and it makes it a lot faster. We turn this back around here. Let y'all finish watching the process. Lowering on down, on down. See, at first time I had them hooked to those rings, and it wasn't making much sense. Now I hooked to this side, it makes a lot more sense because it's draping it on down. So, worst comes to worst, I can hook these hooks back on the other side and pull it all the way that way a little bit too. So, I'm draping it all the way down with it. There it is. Where I can unhook them and start the process from there. So, as y'all can see, this process is a little bit simpler with tarping. Like I said, I'll give y'all a little bit of a look about how much coverage one of these tarps have when you got to use two. Now granted, keep in mind I said I got to pull it towards this way a little bit because I got too much overhang on that end because I got that 8-foot flap. But as you notice, that flap's on that side down there. See, I told y'all the mill's literally right there. That's why it was so loud. And I'll pull it forward this way a little bit, and then you still got, so you see this angle of the trailer. Now you still got all that that's not covered. So I have to put another tarp over the front of there and pull it over the top of this one. And now, as I said a while ago, and I'll show y'all after the process is done, the reason why you put the back tarp on first instead of the front tarp is because you put that back tarp on first, and then you put the front tarp over the top of it to where it lays over the top of the seam right there. Because you'll be able to secure the sides But the top up there won't have any type of securement. If the back tarp was on top and the wind flows in from the front of the truck, so therefore it would get underneath the top of that tarp and make it flap like that, and will result in damage to the tarp, rips and tears and whatnot. But I'm going to finish working this way and leave whittling with it a little bit and getting it exactly right, and then I'll get back with y'all. Alright, now that we got the load positioned out and everything else, I'll give y'all a quick walk around of it. Got it straightened out, about the same amount right there, all the way across. I mean, you got that dip, that hole, remember them 10 footers on top of the 12 footers? That's what's causing that. The 12 footers are a little bit higher stack anyway. But it's draped all the way now. And you see, as before, I'll send a picture crop. Put a picture in here of way the back looked before. Now, it's not quite that much dropping off the back like it's supposed to, but this gives you a general idea of what I was talking about the other day of how long these tarps are. I got one on that long. There's the 8-foot drop on the back. Same with this side. Now, I know that I told y'all earlier that the sides were 8-foot drops, the same as the back. But the thing about it is, you have to realize, if the drop starts from the D-ring. So you take off that little snip bit right there at the bottom of the difference, look at it up there up top, and if you had the D-ring laying directly on top of that load, it'd still be an 8-foot drop like it's supposed to be. We'll show you how to do this in the back in a minute. Now, that's the process of securing this one just a little bit. And I'm fixing to walk around to the other side and show y'all that because I don't have bungees on this side. I'm securing this one a little bit. And then we can put the front one on. You'll see why. My truck here. Told y'all I was losing daylight. You'll see why in a minute, why I say that instead of securing all this back one first completely 100% of the way and putting the front one on top of it, you'll see in a minute, like I described in the last episode. Remember, rolling up to it once, it gives you a little clue there. First and foremost, we've got to pull snug this front of this one. So you see I've already got one hooked right here. You'll come down, go through the spool, never through or beside the pocket if you can help it, because there's a lot of razor edges right there and this ain't nothing but rubber and it slices them pretty good. See this, it's all smoothed out other than the weld right there. It goes around, come back up through this side. Now, I'm fixing to sit there. I want to show y'all something else. You have the hook of the bungee. Always put the hook outside. Yeah, make jokes you want to. I'm not used to doing this while holding the camera and looking through a camera. But always put the hooks facing to the outside. Because if not, then you take a chance of either damaging your product, if it's like metal or something that can be scratched, or damaging and poking holes in the tarp itself. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and set this over here real quick. Now y'all see what I'm talking about. Let's secure in the front right here. Now, I'm know you got that in the way, but it's still close to sleep. I like to start with the top at first. If I be a little bit taller, I can go all the way up there, but I'm not quite that tall. Then we can't get on this look. So, there, pull down. Whichever spool you can go around. There you go. Just like that. Come around the rub rail. I don't know how well y'all can see, but I'll show y'all in a minute. And then you want to look at the side of the rub rail because you don't have enough D-ring. You look at it because you don't have enough torque on it. Do the same with this one. Come in. Around the spool. Take it out. Open the rub rail. And look at it's going to look full straight. Now, as you can see, closer look here. Sorry about the blind of the reflectors there, but now you got it snug on this front, so when you go to tug on that back and fix that back, it's not going to pull it off the load. You go through the rub rail, not through the pocket, and not up against the pocket. Through the rub rail, around the spool. This one I had a lot of slack in. I could come all the way right here, and then you just hook it to the outside of the rub rail. Same with this one. Come down all the way through the spool, outside the rub rail, and hook it right there because that was as far as that one stretched. Now, from there, you begin the process that every flat better knows how to do, and you go ahead and you lay out your bungees. Notice I skipped a few in the front there. I'll explain why in a minute when I get ready to put the front one on. Let's put that one, get every one of them ready to go, already hooked to the D-ring, ready to go all the way down. Now, with that demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and finish securing this one down a little bit, and then we'll work on this back right here. Now, as y'all can see further what I was talking about, sometimes you got a shorter bungee and you just can go straight down and hook it like that. As long as it's securing it against the load, just like so. Get it once up there, once in the middle, and once with all that excess right there. Go through the rub rail, and you hook it as far as you can hook it. As you see, these went a pretty good ways. And before anybody says anything, it is okay for the hook to be by the pocket like that, as long as the rubber don't themselves. See, it's not touching the pocket, it's touching around there. Now, we begin the next process, because I've done the same on the other side. See how it looks a little bit more compact and better now. Now we're going to begin the next process, which I might try to prop up and let y'all watch. But you're going to fold in the flaps and hook them end to end. That way, you got a good closed back on the back, and you can work on doing the side and putting the front tarp on and finishing the process. So with that being said, I'm going to see if I can sit there and figure out another angle here. Gotta love it when you're limited, but you know how to make ends meet. Alright, I don't know how well y'all can see me. We can work on that. You gotta do what you gotta do when you can. What you're gonna do from this point, and I'm allowed to go on the trailer because I'm on top of the boat, got to avoid if we didn't have this mechanism here. You're gonna float your inner flaps in. Nice, snug, as snug as you can get. Then you'll take, hook to the D right here to the eyelet there. Sometimes you can get away with doing one bungee, but for the most part, you gotta do two. So, take, pull it out like that. I'm gonna grab this same way. Hook to that eyelet too. You'll do that once. With the top layer, you might have a little bit of things you gotta work with here and work with. Maneuver, tighten up a little bit. What that does, it stops the wind, rain, everything from getting on the inside of the tarp to the product. I'm going to do one more across the middle right here, and then you will have one more that runs across the bottom, but that'll be one of our last steps that we do after we get the sides and everything rolling. So, once you got that top pulled in, the rest of it's cakewalk. It's kind of already pulled in for you. So, keep running with it. as y'all can see, I had to take a couple from the side there, but I still got more bungees. It's still dirt down like that, but it's centered. It's good and covered. The flaps covering everything. But what I was saying was any access that you had, and you always will have access on the side back a little bit like that. On the back from each side. You fold them in, crease them real good to where it covers all that corner on both sides. And usually about where the D-rings are at, but there's some in between each row of D-rings too, as you see, the eyelets that I was talking about. Hook them into it, of course, hook facing outward. Pull it to the middle, hook another bungee into itself. It's kind of hard to get exactly hook out for both of them on that, but for the most part they're safe. And then you hook them to the same exact eyelets on this side. Like I said, there will be one more running across the very bottom, giving it just extra security and securement, but that is difficult to do until you have both sides rolled up and you're just left with the back corner. And I will demonstrate that as need be. Now with that being said, now that I've got this back tarp secured enough to where I can put the front tarp on, I'm going to go ahead and do the same exact process that I did with the back tarp, except the only difference is the flap will not be facing towards me, towards this meal here. Instead, it will be facing towards outside here. Towards the front of my truck, towards where my truck is at. And it'll drape over. And it'll drape back over. It'll probably stop about right here somewhere. That's about center of the tarp where you see the logo. And it'll stop about right there somewhere and cover the rest of the load. Now, there really ain't much difference in the process other than that from the way that I did the back one and the way that I did the front one. So, after I get it up here, get it unrolled and everything else, I will explain a little bit more with y'all. Stay tuned. Alright, so we got the tarp all the way down on both sides and everything else. I'll let y'all look at that in a minute, but as you can see, we got this right here. And yes, I gave myself a little bit more overhang on purpose. The hooks on this side of this machine was, half of them was missing and everything else. So, we improvised. Ended up with a little bit more overhang. It's not going to hurt nothing. Everything will still be covered. Now you see here, remember on the back, we did the flap first and then folded in the sides. See on here, we did the complete opposite. And I'm going to set my phone up and allow y'all to be able to see it, but I fold in the sides first, and we actually don't do this flap until the very end. It is the very last thing done. So, I'm going to hold up my phone. Alright, just sit there and prop my phone up. Hopefully y'all be able to see what I do here. across each side. Alright, now you can get a little bit better look. See the corners folded in here. You can see this corner as well. I ended up having to use two because I had to go the outside D-ring on each stop. Now, we got it somewhat folded in like that, but Mike can go just use this one. Come down here, fold it in like that. Take it away. This other side, come in, put it away. Now again, we're not going to do the bottom. That's if we get the sides rolling. And you will see why when it's all said and done. But for now, it's time to move on to the sides. Alright, now we're back down on the ground. And I'm going to give y'all a look at what it all looks like all the way across. Now the night y'all got to look at a load, you know, that was just one tarp. Now you get to see the full length of it. I got a bungee on just about every other one. I got to get me a little bit more bungees. And I still got a couple. I just do this for now because see, just like we did on this back tarp, we're going to do the same with this one. But we're not going to do it till we roll it up, and there's a reason behind that. And got them all the way down the sides and everything else. Then like I said, on the back the same as the front. Again, show you the difference. The back, the flap goes on the inside, then you curl the sides. Front, you do the sides first, then the flap. But I'll still have to do the bottom once I get the sides rolled up. Now, on the last load, we said middle was about right there. But that's only because we was using one tarp. That usually is the middle mark. Now that's where your back top or your front tarp stops, right there. That's not middle of the top. But you see, down here, that ain't very far from the front. That's not middle of the tarp neither. You want to come to a happy medium between where it splits right there, where it splits right there. About in between, right, direct dab middle, in between the two P&S symbols. Now, this around, I'll let y'all see a little bit better. Go, let's see, let's do it right here. See me a little bit, alright. See, you got the P&S level over here, and got the other one right over there. This is roughly about center, exact center is more over this way just a little bit. So, the exact center is about, you know, it's close to around this area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead, I got bungee ready, hooked on the D-ring. I'm going to grab from the bottom. And over here we have to see this, the bungee and everything. Grab from the bottom, grab right here to the D-ring, pull out, push up, roll it up. Roll it up, roll it up. Get snug up against the bottom. So you see the rub rail. You see the reflector on the rub rail right there. Then you're going to come down, in between the rub rail, under a spool, over the rub rail, and hook back to that D-ring. Now, let y'all get a little bit closer look here. That's actually a directly damn near center. That P&S logo is center of the trailers. That's damn near center. I come and I went from this D-ring, went through the rub rail, around the spool, back over the rub rail, hooked to that one. Remember, hooks facing to the outside. If you only knew how long we've been at this, y'all, that I just haven't recorded. So with that being said, I am running out of time to be able to get to a truck stop. I'm going to go ahead and hurry up and knock out all these sides and everything else. I appreciate y'all tuning in with me. And stay tuned because before this episode ends, I will show y'all, as promised, finishing the back. Why I waited to pull the front tight right there, or the back tights in this case, of the top tarp, and show y'all the bottom of and the flap of the front process. Alright, y'all. First of all, promised y'all. But done. Alright. let's take a look at this. Both sides I've got done. I'm not gonna lie, I've already did this part on the other side and the front corner and the back corner, but I ain't attached it to this side's corners yet. But I promised y'all that I would show y'all, explain why I waited to the end and took this up. For those of you who ain't already figured it out, having it rolled up, it makes more sense, because then now, instead of fighting underneath or any of that stuff, I can just pull it through and work it. Now, getting to the back here. It's very, very simple. As you can see, most of it's already done other than this little bit. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll up this last little bit, and then all I'll have is an eyelet on this side and an eyelet on that side. You can see it right there, that I can attach the bottom to, and the back be completely done. Matter of fact, I'll walk around this side and give y'all a show of it. See how it's already folded up, folded in. I might put one more bungee right there on that D-ring. This would be better safe than sorry. Well, down here where this other flap was. See how I've already got it? It's pulling it tight to it. Everything else, pulling it down. Then, walk up here to the front. Or the front side is done here, other than putting a couple more bungees. You know, about 1 or 2 more bungees. Now that's folded in and ready to go and be bungeed in to that corner. Whereas you walk over to the front corner on this side, and you see it's clearly not rolled up yet. Got a bungee hanging, waiting to finish rolling it up to be able to fasten that bottom. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this side real quick, and everything else y'all have already seen on the completed side on that side, and then I'll work on showing y'all how to, I'll show y'all the bottom, how the back should be look when it's completely done, how the front should look when it's completely done. Front, back there. The only thing that you'll see as far as what I'll do is whenever everything else is done, the back, that one side piece there, the flat part, the front, when all this is done, I will come around, I'll set the camera up, and I will explain the flat part and show it. And then from there, we'll be ready to roll. Alright, I've done everything but this front right here. I need a couple more bungees to finish a few spots on the side, but not enough to be a concern in any way, shape, or form. Just a OCD personal preference. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and secure this bottom, and then I'll show you what to do from the flap. And then once I'm done, I'll give you one final walk around of everything. Up there now, that way you can just pull them from the ground because they're hanging enough and pull the slack out of them. Now, that being said, I'm gonna hop down and finish the process for y'all. All right, as y'all can see, we are wrapping it up here. Remember I told y'all on the back, when we got ready to do the front, it'd be real simple. Roll it up, everything else, but since there's, you know, the flap goes over the top, I've did that side, and like I said, I'll give you a quick walk around the whole load once we're done. I'm gonna hook one right there, and hook one right there, and if I do it like I did the other side, it just all depends on how it works. It will come, and it will hook from that one, go around the rub rail, and hook into that one, keeping it nice and secure, whereas that one, come down, through the D-ring, through the rub rail, possibly back hook to that D-ring. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and set y'all over here. Make sure the camera angle's good. Sorry about the lighting, but that's what we got to do. That's thing before. I'll come through the D-ring right here. Pull it tight. Come down through here. Come down to this one. I'll stack out what you can. That D-ring, but we're exactly looking at it. We're going right here, like we said, like we said. From here, come through here. Actually, go over this one. I might do this one. Can't get in. So, if y'all as tired as I am, y'all don't understand, I'm about ready to wrap this up. But as promised, and we did all that, one bungee left. Instead of hooking that bungee somewhere, put that little pocket right there is for it. But in the end, that's how your front flap will look enough. There is drivers that can do it better, but they've been out here 20 plus years. Got it fastened down in the front. You've already seen how the front under the flap look. Good to walk down. See, all the sides are buckled down. All of them's good and snug down. So weather ain't gonna fly out or fly in them. You know, all of this is secure, so rain ain't gonna get on the inside of there. As promised, like I said, giving you one final walk around, and then after that, I believe that's gonna be everything. See, it got the bottom done as promised, took there. That's what the completed back will look like. I'll go a little slower for y'all to be able to see. And while down this side, like I said, there's a couple spots like this one right here. It's not gonna hurt nothing because it's secured right there and it's secured right there. It's just a personal preference of mine. I wish I would have had one to put right there. I know I got that one up there, but still, there's other ones that I haven't done. I actually might take that one right there and put it back right here because I ejected from there thinking I was going to need it. Put it back right here. That way we can close up this flap good. But other than that, y'all get the final picture. Walk all down, nice and snug. The dunnage is still secure. All the straps are tight. We checked that way earlier. See how this side is. Same as the last one. Yes, there's gaps in there, but the weather's going to hit from the front. That's the reason why you put the flap over the top of everything for the front. With the back, the reason why you put the flap on first and then fold it in is because if any weather's going to get from the back, it's going to come in from this way. With the front, it's going to come in from this way. It's going to come in from the front. So you don't have to wrap around the front of the flap unless you just want to. I would if I had but I don't. So with that being said, I've been at this because the machine didn't quite work the right way and I need more bungees. I've been at this for about 3.5 hours now. Way longer than what it should be. I hope y'all enjoy. I hope y'all got a lot of education for it. I'm glad I was able to come up with a little bit shorter video for y'all. Like I said, if I would have videoed this whole thing, it'd been about a 3.5 hour video. But I cut it and did some of it without video. That way, y'all wouldn't have to sit here the whole time. That being said, thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of Roadside with Rigg. And remember, be kind to one another. Keep that shiny side up, that dirty side down. Keep on trucking. This is Rigg. Travis signing out. Stay safe now. Well, folks, bonus content. And my flag, my background there doesn't fail. Bonus content. I made it. I went over my clock a little bit. It'll be alright. I made it. I'm parked. I pulled every bit of a 13.5, 14-hour day today. And as promised, I'm going to show y'all this the final result, other than what little bit I cleaned. On how well y'all can see it. My hands, you know what? I don't do it. I cleaned the bottom of my hands a little bit. Now you know. I promised y'all a tutorial video, and you got it. I don't know when the next time it is. I'm going to be doing another one. So I hope y'all enjoyed. With all that being said, thank you for tuning in for episode 2, Roadside with Rigg. This is Rigg signing out. I'm going to go clean up and relax, y'all. Have a good one.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Painting the Story. I'm your humble artist, painter, storyteller, and today I would like you to come along with me and chill out for a while as we tell a story and paint a picture. I think today I want to try something a little different. I want to try something maybe a bit abstract, which is kind of nerve-wracking, to be honest, but painting and storytelling is all about taking chances, so I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and try to paint something completely different. And today I want to try and paint the legend of the world pillars. You see, in my realm that I've been building for years now, initially it was supposed to be the background for a novel, and maybe it will be someday, who knows. But for now, I want to tell those stories through the canvas, and the paints, and the brushes. There's one legend that is very prominent in the lands of Arkona. Arkona is a very unique land. It's a very fascinating land. I've, been building for years. I mean, I went really, really deep down this rabbit hole. I've got a language I created for this realm based on musical notations, the circle of fifths, geoharmonics. It's just very fascinating to me, and was fun to, kind of try to lay down the lore for this world. But one of those stories I came up with was the story of the world pillars. So come with me and let's listen to the story of Sambato and the world pillars of Arkona. In the beginning, there was nothing but the blinding, empty white. And it stood there for an eternity, finding its way around into all the corners of the cosmos and working its way deep into the vastness of space. And they like to liken it to a mother's scream at birth, or giving birth to a child's first wail. There are many legends about the creation of the world of Arkona, but this is one that is known by many cultures and taught by many faiths that make up these varied and ultimately different lands. There are many legends about the creation of the world, some of them more fabulous than others, but I like to think that this one has some merit. That blinding white at the beginning, before the bang, and then, after what seemed like an eternity, a darkness found its way into the light. And it seeped in at the corners. First, just a small amount at a time. And eventually, those blinding white areas began to develop into shades of gray. And those shades of gray got darker and faded, and darker and faded again over time. Until finally, it seemed to cover everything. And in that nothing, somehow, some way, substance found its way. And there began to be form to the nothing. And then there was thought. No one's really sure where that first thought came from. And after so much time, I think knowing the truth of that would be an impossibility. But still, philosophers and priests ponder these and other questions. But that's a story for another time. For now, I'd like to talk about the world pillars. The world pillars are said to be at the foundation on the planet or realm of Arcona. And they are what holds up the earth, the very ground beneath. And it's said that should those pillars ever crumble, well then the entire land would fall with it. But to that end, the people of Arcona have a champion. Who holds up and holds together those world pillars. And he is Sembado. And he is constantly working and striving to keep those pillars standing. To hold up the entirety of the world. Now, I think we'll cover those mountains kind of floating there in the skies. We're going to cover those in a white snow. Yes. The realm of Arcona. Place where magic and myth and legend combine to bring us this glorious. Put a little shadow in there, maybe a little bit. All right, there we go. I like that. But see, the world, there's nothing below it to hold it up. So it's constantly shrouded in this dark gray mist. Wreathed in these shadows and clouds. Then, kind of beneath it all, you have the world pillars. World pillars hold up and support the realm of Arcona. This legend is held by many of the peoples. It's a very widespread dogma. This is a view held by many faiths. But the world pillars have stood beneath the continent of Arcona for many years, and in the center, on an island of his own making, Simbado rests. And it is said that if he ever doesn't maintain the pillars, that the world will fall. And his island is supported by 2 long adamantine chains, and it's said that Simbado is constantly traversing up and down the pillars, making repairs when necessary. And they just go all the way down into nothing. Just kind of here and there add some different effects and depth to things. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of the world pillars and the world smith, Simbado. This has been Painting the Story. I am your humble storyteller. I certainly hope you enjoyed that just as much as I did. It has been a pleasure to spend a few moments with y'all outside in nature, telling a story and painting a picture. Until next time, I am your humble storyteller. This has been Painting the Story. And always remember to strive for those small victories. Until next time, be well.